Hey all, here are OS Reviews. Today we're taking a closer look at Remo's Doorcam 2. This is their second generation model of the Doorcam, which claims to be the world's only over-the-door smart security camera. So as many of you guys may know, outdoor security cameras, such as Ring's popular video doorbells, they have to be installed by basically unmounting the existing doorbell of your house and using those electric circuits to plug into the Ring doorbell. And so it's kind of a hassle in terms of the installation, requiring screws and for you to play with the circuitry and the wires, which is not really a super, I think, convenient process for a lot of folks. This device doesn't require any of that, so the camera is pointing on the outside, and the other part can still be inside of your house and connected to the power indoors or by a battery. So it's super convenient, doesn't require any screws, and fits over any standard door, even doors that you may have inside of a building, like an apartment, any room inside of the house. So it's super convenient. You can use a charging cable. You can also use a built-in battery pack system, and has a wide angle field of view, full HD resolution. You get all of these smart security camera functions like notifications if it detects someone's face. So it's a really cool concept, and the Doorcam 2 basically upgrades from the original generation by offering higher resolution, better quality cameras, which was one of the critiques at the time. Sometimes it was a little bit not super clear because of the 720p. Now we have full HD resolution, and we have both a built-in battery option as well as a charging option. Here are a few of the specs. It does also have IR night vision, so it can see things in the dark by using those IR bulbs. It works in terms of the companion app that you can download for both iOS as well as Android. The camera here is also going to be rainproof and splashproof, so you can withstand extreme weather conditions, whether it's cold or hot, as a outdoor security cam. So anyways, inside here it's packaged very well. The first thing that we see is a quick start guide pamphlet, as well as a sticker that you can put onto the window that says protected by Remo. And then unfolding these two parts, we have basically just the camera right on top. Removing the camera, we have a bottom compartment that contains the batteries, which you can use if you want to have it in the battery-powered mode. These are using 3 standard D-cell batteries, although you can also switch these into rechargeable batteries, or you can use the wall plug option as well, although the wall plug seems to not be included in the standard bundle. Because it does fit over the door, of course the top frame part is going to be pretty thin, so it can close the door without any issues, and it is made out of metal, so it feels pretty sturdy. The body of the camera itself, though, is made out of plastic, but still feels quite solid overall. We can remove this protective film, and we see the wide-angle lens, along with the 4 infrared lights, which allow you to see in the dark. There is a speaker as well for two-way walkie-talkie communication, and the part that fits into the door also has kind of a sticky pad that adds a bit of friction and provides a grip that doesn't damage the door and also prevents it from sliding around. Anyways, on the back here, this is a part that is basically inside of your house. It's also where we have the antenna for connecting to Wi-Fi. So it's a little bit closer to your house's router instead of being on the camera itself. So also should have better reception quality than some video doorbells, which have the Wi-Fi antenna on the outside of the door. That's a pretty clever design in my opinion. Anyways, on the bottom here is also where we can pop in the batteries. Alright, so next I'm going to set it up and show you guys what it looks like, as well as the companion application. So this is what the Remo looks like on the top of a standard door, and it's again super easy to install. The light that you see here is invisible to the human eye. It's the IR infrared bulbs, which is helping you with the night vision, or if the lights aren't very bright in the environment, it will turn this on automatically. So if we do a very quick demo of kind of closing the door here, basically any door frame that has a slight gap on the top edge that's not overly thin will work with this Remo Doorcam. Even though compatibility is quite good, there are still a few edge cases, a few rare doors that it doesn't work with. So an example would be this, which has too small of a gap between the door and the frame, in which case if it's such a tight fit, adding even the slight thickness of the Doorcam won't allow it to close properly. But this is a pretty rare case. Now, as aforementioned, it checks for motion about once every 30 seconds by default, and so you receive notifications on your phone that says Remo Plus House Detected Motion, and you can tap on that to instantly view a feed of what the camera is seeing. And if you tap on one of the motion notifications, it will open a preview that allows you to either accept to go into that live feed or decline to exit out of it. You can see it's very wide angle. It's on the top of the door, so it looks down and pretty much sees everything around it, including people, animals, any motion really walking past the camera. It will trigger an alarm and record that footage. And you can access it on your account up to 3 days. So it saves the last 3 days of footage and motion. It also works well even in the dark. When I tried walking past at night, the IR bulbs were still responsive enough to capture me. Overall, the picture quality is also, I would say, decent. It's a full HD, again, 1080p resolution. I definitely think there's an improvement compared to the first gen Doorcam, which had significantly more pixelation. I think the connectivity and the bandwidth is improved here, so we don't get as much choppiness and details are still pretty clean and crisp. Although we don't get any pan and tilt functionality, but we can kind of zoom in. So this is what the main interface looks like. We can tap on the camera there to take a quick look at the live feed that we just saw. And then down below here, we can take a look at our recent activity, including live views, which are also captured for about 30 seconds to a minute. And it's also where you'll see in a green dot any missed motions. So any motion that it's detected, it will also again record for you to play back later on, saved on the cloud. So for example, if I want to retrieve this particular video, I can tap on it and it gives me the timestamp information. I can kind of scrub ahead. Now just for reference, here's what the IR night mode looks like. If we kind of dim the lights around the area, you can see it automatically switches over and details are still mostly legible. The camera is sitting on the floor right now, and you can also have two-way communication using the built-in speakers and microphones. Hello, can you hear me? You can hear that the sound came out from the speaker of the Doorcam and vice versa. So here's another example of the Doorcam over the front door, and you can see again image quality is quite good. Definitely improved versus the 720p on the original that had more pixelation and choppiness. So here, as we are kind of observing the scene, everything is pretty legible and there's no real issues. We can even see people moving across the shot and it's still easy to see. What I will say though is motion detection is pretty general or broad, so again, any object moving across the screen will trigger a alert on your device. So compared to some of the more advanced security cams we've seen in the past, which can identify specific people and say, their names on your phone, like for example, your mom, your dad, or a stranger is approaching, it doesn't have that ML face detection algorithm built on in, but it just applies broadly to any motion that it tracks. But overall, again, it still works quite well. I think the hardware is very clever. The overall kind of performance of the camera is much improved. It works well in both day and night and just very easy to set up. So if you're interested in having a home security camera for your front door, this might be worth a closer look if you want something without much hassles. That's pretty much it as far as our hands-on review. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been a closer look at the Remo Doorcam 2.